Blip is the place to discover the best in original series. We have about 50,000 series that are uploaded to Blip, but we feature the 1,800 shows that we think are the best. And the series are everything from series about fitness to health to drama. We have original scripted comedies, shows about video games, shows about beauty and fashion, and anything and everything that you could imagine. So what we'll do is we'll feature these series, and then based on the views that these series attract, we'll run ads on them, and then we'll share 50% of the revenue from those ads back to the show producer. So what's really exciting to tell you is that we've taken all of our top show producers full time. Our top shows on Blip actually are making hundreds upon hundreds of thousands of dollars, more than any of the founders of the company so far. But it's really exciting to us as the founders of the company that we created this platform that's essentially enabling a new form of media, people creating original, independent series. Some people call it prosumer, some people call it torso content as opposed to the long tail. It's not user generated in terms of like kittens and more kittens and kittens on skateboards. It's not that at all. But it's also not shows that are produced for major television networks. Like in the US it would be NBC or ABC. It's not shows like that. What we have is people who are creating all original series, and it may be Michael Eisner producing incredibly high quality content in LA with a huge production staff, or it may be someone who knows a lot about StarCraft, the video game, and is going to give you some great tips on StarCraft. I do think that this is the future. There are so many talented people with stories to tell or information to share, and they really don't need to be blocked by a gatekeeper. So we're excited to have created this platform that lets talented people thrive and scale their shows based on the success of the shows, not based on someone telling them you either can or can't do this. So in the new media, what is so exciting is that you can let the crowd decide, let people decide what's best. But we'll run ads on all the shows, and you'll make money directly in proportion to how many views you have. So the best shows will, the best quote unquote, what the crowd likes, the best shows that people enjoy will make the most money. And it's not up to a programming chief to decide that. We would say that at Blip TV, we've created really the first democratic network. It's not necessarily the most highly produced shows that are going to do the best, but it's shows that, well, we've learned over time that follow a few simple rules. You have to target a market. So it's very hard to succeed on the web if you're just going after mass market. Because it's hard for that series to find a base, a group of people that really own it and feel ownership in it and spread it around. So the top shows almost universally will go after a target market and really communicate with that market and then hope that that market takes it out to a bigger audience over time. But they're going after a target market, like a show about video games targeting a community of people that loves Halo, for instance. The other thing is you have to produce regularly. So if you're doing a series, you should produce, if you can do a new episode every day, that's great. If you can do at least a new episode 2 or 3 times a week, that's really, really important. And then the other thing is go after, if you can, an audience that's underserved by television. So cooking is really hard because in the US we have the Food Network, which is really, really popular. You have the Cooking Channel, and you have the Food Network HD. There are a lot of options for watching great cooking content on television. So it's a little harder, not to keep using video games, but if you're going to do a show about video games, that has a chance to do really, really well because there's not a lot of that content on television. We definitely took a gamble when we started Blip. When we started the company, we guessed that people would go from using the web primarily for text to audio, which was just starting in 2005, to eventually maybe video. But it is definitely taking off. Our video view numbers are growing like crazy right now. We started the year with 100 million video views a month, and we're at over 300 million now. It's a huge amount of growth. So I don't doubt it. Video this is why people love television, right? Video conveys emotion, it has texture, and I don't think text is going to go away on the web. I don't think that photo sharing is going to go away, but I think video will really take off. Just as people still read their traditional media outlets, in the US, for example, you'll still read your New York Times or your Fortune magazine or whatever you really love in traditional media, but you also will read your blogs, your Huffington Post or your Drudge Report or whatever other blog you enjoy. I think within a few years it'll be really, really mainstream for you to still love some of your TV shows, American Idol, Dancing with the Stars, Glee, Lost, whatever it is, The Wire, but you'll also love some web series. And so that will lead to this huge explosion of growth in web video. YouTube in the past was really more known for viral videos and music videos, but YouTube is expanding, obviously. They're going after professional content, which is great. They're doing some live things. They're doing more and more in sports. So they're kind of all things to all people. I think what's so special about Blip is that we're 100% focused on showcasing the best web series, and that's all we do. So if you want to find a great series about yoga or Pilates or whatever else it is that you're interested in, you'll probably find something that's really, really good on Blip. Vimeo is a beautiful site. We've been friends with the folks that created that for years and years. I don't know if they specifically cater to artists and the creative community more, but they're not running ads on the videos. So Blip is a place to come to if you want to earn money. Like if you want this to be your living, and if you upload a successful series to Blip, you could make a lot of money. We say that when you're creating a series, think of yourself as an entrepreneur, and you can't just have product. There's this mentality, especially for the series created out of LA and the LA community, that I should just create this thing and that Ed McMahon, someone's going to show up with a big check and just, give me a check for $1 million. It doesn't happen like that at all. Just like any company needs to have marketing and PR, basically to work it. You need to work it when you're producing a series, and social media is a huge part of that. Some series that are doing really well with that are Smosh and Annoying Orange, iJustine, and they don't even view it as marketing per se. They want to communicate with their audience. They want to learn from their audience. They want to hang out with their audience online. And when you have that mentality, your series is going to do really well. I think it's not an understatement to say social media is the new SEO. It's very hard to discover a new show through search, especially if it's a scripted sitcom or drama. You're not even going to know what to search for, and the name of the show is not necessarily going to correspond to exactly what it's about. But if you can put a show in front of someone on Facebook or Twitter based on their interests, things that they've been tweeting about or things that they're asking for, that's really, really valuable. And you're basically, using social media to be the new SEO.
Fantastic.
Put that exact language on Tumblr, Facebook, and Twitter. You don't want to use one of those services that will just send out language to those platforms. You really have to understand how the platform works. On Facebook, for instance, this may be surprising to people, but posts that are a little bit longer do much better. Much better chance of attracting comments or likes. And then when you're posting on Facebook, you'll be much more likely to be put in front of people if they're your friends, if you get a lot of comments on most of your posts, comments and likes. So based on your level of engagement in the past, that's how likely your content will be to be put in front of people. So what businesses can learn is, ask for what you want, ask for a like, ask for a comment, engage in a conversation. On Twitter, what's shorter does better, obviously. It makes it easier to retweet. I think that you'll find people move a little bit away from the crazy, like multiple hashtags and having really complicated tweets. I'd say on Twitter, keep it simple. Use snappy writing when you can. Tumblr, It's very, very big right now among especially younger people. It's not banned at high schools a lot like some other sites. So if you want to use Tumblr to engage young people, I think that's great. Obviously, photos do really well. Video does really well. So you have to really look at these platforms. And I guess the other thing is it's not simple. You need to be thoughtful about the messages that you're writing. Be funny. Be snarky. Don't sound like a corporation unless you are a corporation. And I guess one other point is that you'll want your person responding to social media, so keeping track of comments, whether it's on Facebook or Tumblr or wherever else, to have some power within that organization. So if people are complaining about something or requesting a new product, your social media person isn't just saying, hey, thanks, great idea, and then it goes into the ether. You'll want them to be part of the organization, because I think social media is changing companies and changing products and making them better. It's the best marketing, quote unquote, that you could possibly do, because you're learning from your audience what they want. So use that, leverage that, and use the responses that come in to adapt your product, and look at that as a positive. I mean, people spend so much money for quote unquote market research when you really can get free market research on your social media channel. So I think as much as you can empower that person, have them be pretty senior within your organization so that they can make changes, I think that's wonderful. And then I guess as a final point, I would say social media shouldn't be an afterthought. It shouldn't be, let's do this program or launch this product and, okay, social media person, go do your thing. It should be integrated into everything that you're doing. It's your way of communicating with the audience, and that's how relationships between products and audiences and startups and audience or whatever else, that's how they happen in 2011. You know, there's going to be a conversation happening about your brand anyway on Twitter and Facebook, so you might as well be part of it, and Tumblr. I mean, Best Buy, I think with their Geek Squad, they've done a great job of that. Comcast has someone who's answering questions and has a little bit of power to make changes, and I think that's really great. For us, we learned, I mean, this was a few years ago, but we learned that uploads were happening really slowly on the West Coast from Twitter. And so we responded immediately. We ordered new servers, and we were able to set them up within a week, when it's something that without Twitter would have taken us a lot longer to get feedback on. So it's been really valuable. It's the new market research. So yeah, you can't think of it as an afterthought. It has to be absolutely core to everything that you're doing. The future of video is going to be huge, and I think it will be much more segmented than how people think of it now. People just think of video on the web, and most people, when you say that, will think about, in the US, they'll think about Hulu. They'll think about network content being online, and or they'll think about viral videos or friends and family videos. And so obviously what we're very excited about at Blip TV is that there's this middle ground. There's people creating what are basically original TV shows for the web, and those shows are really taking off. I think the future is similar to what we've seen for the future of blogs, except that people will make a lot more money because it's easier to monetize video content than text content. So everyone you know will still have their favorite TV shows, but they'll also have their 3 or 4 or 5 web shows that they're absolutely addicted to and that they like, and that either make them laugh or educate them about something they're interested in. And then those producers will be very, very famous to a niche group of people, not 15, but I'm talking like 10 million people or so, and they'll do really, really well. And you'll have a whole slate of producers who could go to television, who will choose not to go to television because they're making as much money with their web series and they're independent and they don't have a boss. But I think through social media, we'll be able to put content that people will really love right in front of them. And this will be a literally and figuratively new media industry, and it's going to be huge.